going to talk about the reason for that is this is called the chanter, and this is where you get the melody for the tunes from. Okay, it's a double cane reed, and it's kind of like an oboe reed, but it's a lot stronger and to be able to play it. You only play it for a second outside of the bag, so it kind of sounds like this. Very loud. It's made by taking two pieces of cane that are sort of oval shaped and then tying them together with thread at the bottom. The chanter only has 9 notes. That's it. That's all you have on a bagpipe are 9 notes. If there's any musicians here, it's not a standard scale. If you've noticed, it's called. Some people call it a mixolydian, but it's actually called a 2-part pentatonic. Okay, and a pentatonic has 5 notes, and this one is an overlapping pentatonic. And the bottom hand is 20 over B flat, and the top hand is about 20 over E flat. Okay, so it's a very different scale. You don't get to play with other instruments very much except for drums. That's about it. That's all you get to play with. Because drums can be tuned, but you don't have to worry about them too much with a bagpipe. The 9 notes, the next to lowest note is what we call a piper's A, which is about a B flat. Okay? Octave above that is an A flat. Well, an octave below that A note is our first, this is called a drone, okay? And these are the sticks that come up over my shoulder. And the drone has a reed in it, a single reed right here at the base, and it is an octave below that A note that I play on the chanter. And then the bass drone right here is an octave below that, okay? So if they're correctly tuned, it's actually the only single-keyed instrument that you can achieve 5th harmonics out of. No other instrument can, no other single-keyed instrument can achieve that. Now, a piano can because you have multiple keys. With the pipes, you can't unless they're properly tuned. The only instrument you can do that with. What I'm doing when I play is, this is the mouthpiece, and it has a one-way valve on it. So when I blow into this, you can see the valve pop up, but it keeps air from coming back out again. So what that does is it fills this bag up full of air. And the idea is to keep constant pressure on the bag. So you actually don't play it, it's not a mouth-blown instrument, it's an arm-blown instrument, okay? These are bellows. So you're always pushing with your arm and keeping constant pressure going. And that's the idea, is to have constant pressure on the bag. And if you do that, you maintain an even tone. If you don't maintain that, they'll waver back and forth. And a younger piper or a beginning piper, that's what they actually, you'll hear from them a lot of times, is a wavering tone that goes on. So more steady, you're looking for a very steady tone when you play. The bag is made, my bag is actually made out of a combination of Gore-Tex and leather on the outside, excuse me. Traditionally the bags are made out of, about 50% of them are made out of Gore-Tex and 50% out of leather, or some of them made out of sheep hide, okay? They're sewn together, they're airtight. The Gore-Tex adds a nice touch because it kind of repels the moisture and keeps the moisture away from the bag. And what you don't want is moisture on your reed. Okay. Now, if you'll notice, I was tuning earlier. I'm going to tune again when I start back up.
John?
Yes.
And just if you know, a lot of them are hungry.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
So we'll do we'll stop the music and
okay.
do a photo session.
Sure. That's fine. That's cool.
Okay.
All right.
How much do those bagpipes cost?
Well, roughly around $1,000 for a set of pipes.
Really?
Yeah. Kilts is around $350 depending on the weight that you get. Jackets are $200, $60, $100 for the shoes. It gets pretty expensive. So, and that doesn't include lessons, practice time, and everything else in the reeds you got to buy. So that comes into play as well. So
we're going to take the picture over here. So if everybody will gather over here.
That's awesome. Thank you. David, it's great to meet you. Pleasure. Yeah, you saw. Yeah.